From translation, Net New English Translation. This 24th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Exodus 19 to 21. Exodus chapter 19, verses 1 to 25. In the 3rd month after the Israelites went out of the land of Egypt, on the very same day, they came to the Sinai wilderness. When they had journeyed from Rephidim and had come to the Sinai wilderness, Israel camped there in front of the mountain. Moses went up to God, and the Lord called to him from the mountain, "Thus you will say to the house of Jacob, and declare to the Israelites, You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now then, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you will be my special possession among all the peoples, for all the earth is mine. And you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words that you will speak to the Israelites." So Moses came and summoned the elders of the people, and set before them all these words that the Lord had commanded him. All the people responded as one, "All that the Lord has spoken we will do." So Moses brought the people's words back to the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, "Look, I am about to come to you in a thick cloud, so that the people may hear when I speak with you, and so they will always trust in you." Then Moses told the words of the people to the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, "Go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow. Have them wash their clothes and be ready by the 3rd day, because on the 3rd day the Lord will come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. You must set boundaries for the people all around, saying, 'Be careful that you do not go up the mountain or touch its edge. Whoever touches the mountain will surely be put to death. No hand shall touch him, but he will be stoned or shot. Whether animal or person, he will not live. When the ram's horn sounds a long blast, they may go up the mountain.' Moses went down from the mountain to the people and consecrated them, and they washed their clothes. He said to the people, 'Be prepared for the 3rd day. Do not go near a woman.' On the 3rd day, when morning came, there was thunder and lightning, and a thick cloud was on the mountain, and a very loud horn blast, so that all the people in the camp trembled. Moses brought the people out from the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. Now Mount Sinai was completely covered with smoke, because the Lord had descended on it in fire. Its smoke went up like the smoke of a kiln, and the whole mountain trembled violently. The sound of the horn blast grew louder and louder. Moses would speak, and God would answer him with thunder. The Lord came down on Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain, and Moses summoned him to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. The Lord said to Moses, "Go down, warn the people not to break through to the Lord to gaze, lest many of them perish. Even the priests who approach the Lord must consecrate themselves, lest the Lord break out against them." Moses said to the Lord, "The people are not able to come up to Mount Sinai, because you yourself warned us, saying, 'Set boundaries around the mountain and consecrate it.'" The Lord said to him, "Go down and come up, you and Aaron with you. But do not let the priests or the people break through to come up to the Lord, lest he break out against them." So Moses went down to the people and told them. Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 to 34. Then God spoke all these words. "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, responding to the transgression of fathers by dealing with children to the 3rd and 4th generations of those who reject me, but showing covenant faithfulness to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to set it apart as holy. For 6 days you may labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son, or your daughter, or your male servant, or your female servant, or your cattle, or the resident foreigner who is in your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and he rested on the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and set it apart as holy. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. All the people were experiencing the thunder, and the lightning, and the sound of the horn, and the mountain smoking. When the people saw it, they trembled and kept their distance. They said to Moses, "You speak with us, and we will listen, but do not let God speak with us, lest we die." Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid, for God has come to test you, so that the fear of him will be before you, so that you do not sin." The people kept their distance, but Moses drew near to the thick cloud where God was. The Lord said to Moses, "Thus you will say to the Israelites, You yourselves have seen that I have spoken with you from heaven. You shall not make for yourselves gods of silver, nor shall you make for yourselves gods of gold for yourselves. You must make for me an altar of earth, and you will sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your cattle. In every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and bless you. If you make me an altar of stone, you must not build it of hewn stones, for if you use a tool on it, you have defiled it. You shall not ascend to my altar on steps, so that your nakedness is not exposed on it. And the Lord said to Moses, Thus you will say to the Israelites, You must observe my Sabbaths, for this is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, so that you may know that I am the Lord who sanctifies you. You must keep the Sabbath because it is holy for you. Everyone who profanes it must surely be put to death. Indeed, anyone who does work on it will be cut off from among the people. For 6 days work may be done, but on the 7th day is a Sabbath of complete rest, holy to the Lord. Anyone who does work on the Sabbath day must surely be put to death. The Lord said to Moses, Tell the Israelites this. When you come into the land that I am about to give to you, you shall not make for yourselves an idol, nor a carved image, nor a sacred pillar, nor a sculptured stone in your land to bow down to it, for I am the Lord your God. You must not make for yourselves gods of silver or gods of gold for yourselves. You must make for me an altar of earth, and you will sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your cattle. In every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and bless you. If you make me an altar of stone, you must not build it of hewn stones, for if you use a tool on it, you have defiled it. You shall not ascend to my altar on steps, so that your nakedness is not exposed on it. Exodus chapter 21, verses 1 to 36. Now these are the ordinances that you will set before them. When you buy a Hebrew slave, he shall serve for 6 years, but in the 7th he must go out free without paying anything. If he came in alone, he shall go out alone. If he had a wife, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master gave him a wife and she bore him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall belong to her master, and he shall go out alone. But if the slave should plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master must bring him to the judges, and he must bring him to the door or the doorpost, and his master shall pierce his ear with an awl, and he shall serve him permanently. When a man sells his daughter as a slave, she shall not go out as the male slaves do. If she is displeasing in the eyes of her master who designated her for himself, then he must let her be redeemed. He has no right to sell her to a foreign nation, since he has dealt deceitfully with her. If he designates her for his son, he must deal with her according to the rights of daughters. If he takes another wife for himself, he must not diminish the food, clothing, or marital rights of the first wife. If he does not provide her with these 3 things, then she shall go out for nothing, without payment of money. Whoever strikes a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death. But if he was not lying in wait for him, but God let him fall into his hand, then I will appoint for you a place where he may flee. If a man willfully attacks another to kill him cunningly, you shall take him from my altar to be put to death. Whoever strikes his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. Whoever steals a man and sells him, and anyone found in possession of him, shall be put to death. Whoever curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. When men quarrel and one strikes the other with a stone or with his fist, and he does not die but takes to his bed, if he then gets up and walks about outside on his staff, then the one who struck him shall be innocent, except only for the payment for his idleness and for his complete healing. If a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod and the slave dies as a result, he must be punished. But if the slave survives for a day or 2, the owner shall not be punished, because the slave is his property. If men fight with each other, and a pregnant woman is injured as a result so that she has a miscarriage, yet there is no further harm, then the one who hurt her must surely be punished according to what the woman's husband demands of him, and he will pay as the judges decide. But if there is further harm, then you will give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. If a man strikes the eye of his slave, male or female, and destroys it, he shall let him go free on account of his eye. And if he knocks out the tooth of his slave, male or female, he shall let him go free on account of his tooth. If an ox gores a man or woman to death, the ox must be stoned, and its meat must not be eaten, but the owner of the ox is innocent. However, if the ox has been accustomed to gore in the past, and its owner has been warned but has not kept it in, and it kills a man or woman, the ox must be stoned, and its owner must also be put to death. If, however, a ransom is demanded from him, then he must give for his life whatever is demanded. If it gores a son or a daughter, he must be dealt with according to the same rule. If the ox gores a male or female slave, he must give to their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox must be stoned. If a man uncovers a pit, or if a man digs a pit and does not cover it, and an ox or a donkey falls into it, the owner of the pit must make restitution. He shall pay money to its owner, but the dead animal will become his. If one man's ox hurts another's so that it dies, then they will sell the live ox and divide its price, and they will also divide the dead animal. Or if it is known that the ox was accustomed to gore in the past, and its owner has not kept it in, he must surely pay ox for ox, and the dead animal will become his.